Let's get started. Do 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 do. Okay. Hello darlings, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Sadicka, and for those of you that are already subscribed, thank you so much for staying tuned for another one. So today I've decided to do a tutorial on my band launch, runway show, and the photo shoot makeup look. I actually did my own makeup for both of the events. If you haven't already watched the vlog, I will link it right here for you guys, so make sure you guys go and give that a watch and you can see the makeup live in action. I have these beautiful lashes that were given to me as a gift from my darling friend Miss Cleo, who's actually a model as well. I'll link her stuff right here and I'll put her stuff in the description box for you guys. So she modeled in the band launch as well, and she has her own like lash line and a bunch of carnival gear that you guys may need. Just go support, okay? Support your black girls. We're out here trying, doing our thing, okay? Let's get right into this look. I hope you guys enjoy this video. You already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit that bell button so you know whenever a new video comes out. So as you can see, I've already started off with my brows and I've primed my eyelids with my LA Pro Girl concealer. I won't be super detailed with talking about the makeup because I also want to give you guys details on band launch, how you guys can get involved, how you guys can model if you want to model, how you can attend a band launch, if you want to be doing the carnival, how you get a costume, group rates, and all those type of details that people are always asking me about since I model. And if you want an eyebrow tutorial, I'll link one of my videos right here for you guys. So just going in with my transition shade first, I'm going to let you guys know what band launch is. I'm looking down because my mirror is right here, so sorry about that. But for those of you that don't know, band launch is basically the launch of a carnival band, and they show their costumes for that year. So for example, Tribal Carnival is one of the bands that participates in the Caravana Parade, which happens the first weekend of August every year. I don't even know what year this is. I think it's like the 78th year or something like that. I have no idea. I'll try to put it right here in the video. I'll find out before I post this. And so basically, every year they show their costumes, and I believe there's around like, within Tribal there's around 10 or 12 sections. And the number varies from year to year. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, but it's usually around 10, and the colors are usually, each section has a completely different color. Like no section can have the same exact color. So the band launch is the debut of the costumes to the attendees, the public, friends and family, and also of course the press, the blogs, and all of the websites out there. And basically by coming to the launch, you are the first one to see the costumes, because although some of the photo shoots like mine, for example, take place before the actual launch, so we saw the costumes, nobody else sees that until after the fact of the actual launch. So when it comes to launches are usually promoted all over social media and through the bands. If you're someone that's not really in that scene, or you don't really know anyone that attends them already, then you'd have to do your research. It's not something that you're just gonna see like on a bus or on a billboard somewhere within the city. So you'd have to do some research, but honestly it's not too hard. If you were to type in Toronto band launches on Google, then you would find it very easily. Usually each band tries to do theirs on a different night or at a different time. It does so happen sometimes that some bands have their launch on the same night as others, but if you're not able to actually attend someone's band launch, then you can wait till their website loads and see all of their costumes like that, or you can go to the actual mass camp. And for those of you that don't know what a mass camp is basically the home base of the specific band. So for example, let's say I'm a fashion designer, my mass camp would be my studio space. So this is where costumes are previewed, so you have some costumes on display there so people can come in and see what the costumes look like. It's also where the costumes are usually made, within the backspace, and it is also usually where people can come to order their costume, get measured and try on their costume and stuff like that. So this year was actually my 5th year modeling for Tribal, and I always get asked, how did I get involved? I can't believe my mom is yawning like that right now. I'm so sorry. How I got involved was I basically met CELENA, who is actually the daughter of the owners of Tribal, which is the band that I have been modeling for. And how we met was I played mass, which means I wore a costume. I partook in Carnival, the Caravana Parade. And whilst on the road, enjoying myself, out there dancing, CELENA and I became acquainted, and I believe we exchanged like social medias or something like that. And then from there we became somewhat friends. She saw on my social media that I modeled, and then from there we ended up, I guess, conversing about band launch. She asked me if it would be something that I would be interested in, and if I had to go through my agent and stuff like that at the time. And we discussed all the details, and she let me know when the launch would be, the time, the place. I remember I thought it was gonna be like a regular fashion show. This is how much of a rookie I was. I thought it was during the daytime, I'd be done. No. You don't go on stage until after midnight. I had a rude awakening. I had my mother calling down my phone, going wild, wondering where I was. I had no idea how I was gonna get home because it was so far from my house. Like, it was a whole commotion, but honestly, it was like one of the best experiences. It was so fun and thrilling. I literally felt like a Victoria's Secret girl. Like, I was like, this is like the best time ever. And I met such lovely people who have like grown to become like my real friends. So shout out to all my band launch girls. So to model for a band, usually bands hold auditions, but usually they also have their models that they are already going to use from previous years. So auditions don't always happen. So if you're really trying to get in and you've been wondering about it for a while, I would say your best bet would be to either message the band directly, or I would say find their section lead designers and message the section lead and say, hey, I'm really interested in modeling, wanted to know if you're looking for any models, how could I get involved, just stuff like that. And then from there you can kind of see what happens. If you don't actually want to be involved in the band launch and you just want to attend, then as I mentioned, you can usually look them up online. You can look on the Caravana website, you can look up different bands, or you can ask people, maybe DJs, promoters. They usually know about events like that. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and get into foundation. I've already primed my skin. So the really nice costumes usually sell out very fast. There's usually a limited number of costumes. So I would say if you know that there is a specific band that you are interested in, make sure that you know ahead of time. The band launch, the website launch, and the mass camp. Those are the 3 things you're going to want to know. And the best way to know all these things, I would say, would be social media. Like, we're in the age of social media and you can find everything. When it comes to bands, each band has their procedure, I believe, a little different. I'm not 100% sure, but usually you can do reservations of your costume online on their website, or through their social media, or by going to the mass camp and paying in person. So in order to get a costume, you're going to have to keep a few things in mind. You're going to need your measurements so that they'll be able to make the costume to fit your size, because each costume is handmade for each person. And they're going to need a deposit because obviously they're going to be using their time to make your costume. Once you've done all of that and given them your measurements and stuff like that, then they'll be able to let you know when your costume will be ready, when you'll be able to pick it up, and any other details. And as I mentioned earlier, the Caravana Parade will be happening the first weekend of August. The festivities start on the Thursday, which is August the 1st. I'm looking at my notes here. And it ends on Sunday, August 4th. And during that weekend, if you are watching this and you don't live in Canada, that is like the turn up weekend. People come here from the States, people come here from the UK, people come here from all over the world. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my highlight and contour. I'm gonna go in with some all over face powder. Oh, the one thing that I didn't mention was that I do know that Tribal does have a group deal. So if you have a group over 5, you can get a discounted rate. And if you have a group over 10, you can get a further discounted rate. So I'm gonna finish off the eye look by putting the same colors underneath. See, so this gold is called Wadabe, and it is so pigmented. And go ahead and add a little bit of blush. This blush is honestly so pigmented. It's like I use the tiniest amount. I'm gonna go ahead and give my face a spritz with my setting spray before I highlight. So while that dries down a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips. And for highlight, I'm actually gonna be using 2 highlights. If I can find it. I'm gonna be using the JUVIA'S Place first, and then I'm gonna put some Trophy Wife over it to kind of match this inner corner. See, it has this beautiful like golden color to it. Look at that. I'm gonna highlight under my brows as well. Finish it off with some Trophy Wife and my fan brush.
Yes, come through, golden child.
So I've drenched myself in setting spray. I'm gonna do my eyelashes off camera, come back to you guys with the final look. So I went ahead and put on my lashes. I'm gonna give myself a final spritz with my setting spray, you know. Make sure everything is sitting right. Can you tell I'm obsessed with setting spray? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below for me in the comments. I'll try to put as much information in the description box for all of you. And you already know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. You've hit that bell so you know whenever I upload. And I'll see you guys in my next video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.